No, I'm gonna talk about the universe in this video. Where do I start? I guess we'll start at the smallest. The smallest. What is the smallest? The smallest is, I guess, energy, which comprises everything. But I think energy is, I like a computer combination of one single matter combining in a number of ways to create things like atoms and molecules or whatever the fuck, those basic things. And those things combine together to make other things like plants and humans and earth and rocks. But we're all technically made out of the same thing, just rearranged in a finite number of ways to create everything. Not to say that those two things aren't different, like, I guess, pants and skin. They're technically the same thing because they're all made out of energy, but one's rearranged another way to create something else. Yeah, they're all the same. Everything's the same. Just rearranged in different ways to create different molecules. It has to be a finite number of ways because is it a finite number of ways? That's what I'm thinking. Think of infinitely small. I feel like to a point there is an infinitely small, but it starts, I guess, it repeats, kind of like how the space in our universe repeats indefinitely throughout space-time. Just like that, energy repeats on itself indefinitely small. But does it? Does it stop? Is there a point where something gets so small it can't be separated? No, everything can be separated. Everything. Think of energy as infinitely small. It starts to repeat itself. So I guess at a point till you stop splitting, you only end up splitting itself into itself, creating a smaller self. Now, does the infinitely small affect the larger? Like if we took an atom, we cut it in half, we get whatever the fucking atom is made of. But we keep cutting and cutting and cutting. We end up with what I think is a combination of everything just arranged in a certain number of ways. And that everything, if you keep splitting it, you end up just with an infinite amount of the same thing. Split. It's so hard. Just try to make up new concepts. Everything's small. It's infinitely small. Like, I guess you could say no, it's not infinitely small, because after you start cutting and cutting and cutting, the number of combination of possible arrangements of energy becomes infinite. So I think in the sense that if everything is infinitely small, then if everything's goes infinitely small, and like the space between your fingers as you close your fingers gets smaller and smaller and smaller, is there a point where it stops? I think yes. Only because space is nothing and the matter in space is something. So, and something and nothing means that the something can't be infinite. Like dude, I just took out, go lay down, Ed, I just took you to go potty. Go lay down, Ed, I just took you to go potty. Go lay down. I think I want to be on camera. I'm kind of confused about small because I'm accepting both points of view that things could be infinitely small, but I think it's both. Because you could split something infinitely, but at a certain point you would just end up with that one thing being split infinitely into the same thing. Quite how the universe is. Because I think the universe itself is infinite. So if you try to get bigger and bigger and bigger and keep adding on, you end up not with something new, but a universe that never gets bigger because it's infinitely big. So think big and small. They use big and small with infinite seems impossible. It seems there is no middle ground, but there is a middle ground because we could see it. We could touch and feel. We could see the space between our fingers as we hold them together, just ever so closely. We could see how those two fingers are almost together, but there's other matter in between them. So there is a point where in the middle of infinitely big and infinitely small, we have the ability for energy to be created in a combination of ways to create, I guess, dog or foot. But only dog or foot can exist at this size, caught in between infinity, infinitely small, infinitely big, caught between those two spaces of infinity, or I guess, spaces of infinity to support life. And I think not living is impossible because we don't have a soul. We definitely don't have a soul. The thing is, what is a soul? What would people call the soul? I guess you could say is consciousness, but no, that's not consciousness because dogs don't have souls, but they could recognize themselves. But can they? To what point is consciousness? Is it being able to know yourself, or being able to describe knowing yourself? This nigga needs to go fucking outside. I guess we'll take this talk outside. Alright. Let's think about infinitely big. Because, hey, lie down. Actually, I'm going to take you out too. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Luna. Fucking dark. Alright, let's talk about infinitely big. What is infinitely big? Now, space goes on forever. Okay, that's established. Which means that the number of possible combinations of energy creating everything is also infinite. Hey, heal! You heal! You heal, bad dog. Alright, so what was I saying? The number of possible combinations of energy are infinite because space and time itself is also infinite. Go ahead. Go ahead. So, that brings me to the question, what is time? What is now? Because now doesn't really seem like now, because we have the idea of past, present, and future, which all seems so strange. I can't imagine a world where past is now, because time outside of the human body is inconceivable. And if something without a brain, or I don't know, anything that perceives, I guess you could call it a brain, but I guess only us animals, I guess you could call us animals, but us creatures have brains. So the ability to perceive time, I think, is not as time is moving at one motion, but more like we're riding on time, perceiving now, because now is now, but now is always now for everything. Everything is stuck in now, but we only perceive now at a certain rate because our minds have the ability. We work at this time. As bugs that are smaller than us see and perceive things faster, and some animals perceive things slower. Like, we also perceive things at our own rate. Now, I first thought of this idea when I had a night terror, and I woke up from the night, or I was walking around while having night terror, and everything was sped up. And sometimes I have I think it's called PTSD, but I don't know for sure. But there's moments in time where time either slows down or speeds up, and I'm watching time go by at a different rate than I'm used to, and I see time as I guess fake. It's not. It's as perceivable as the world. Like, we're standing on a rock that's moving so fucking fast around our sun, and then that sun is moving so fucking fast in the universe, and that universe is probably moving, expanding and shrinking, and whatever the fucking matter does, all so fast, but we only perceive ourselves moving at this rate. Imagine being able to feel the universe, or to be able to control time, but not to speed it, not to go back in time or travel through time, but more to speed up or slow down our present. But we only perceive our present, so we're not really slowing down or speeding up the present itself. We're more slowing down or speeding up our perception of the present. Hey, stay over here. No, Luna, Ed, stay over here. God, I fucking hate talking to people. It's like, I see all these fucking patterns that they're doing. Like the way they move, the way they look, their body posture, it's all just like, I don't even know what to say. It's like, hey, off. It doesn't make any sense. Like, when someone talks, I hear what they're saying, and I understand what they're saying, but I also see that they're just using dialogue techniques been ingrained in your brain. They're only meant to use to survive.
Come on. Come on. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Ed. 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 Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Ed. No, let's go. Let's go. Bad boy. You go home. Go. Go home. Go to the house. No, you go to the house. You go to the house. With bad boys. You go to the house, bad boy. House. Come on, Soul. Go lie down. Soul, come on. Alright, let's move on to go lie the fuck down. Put your head down. You're a bad boy. Alright. What do we cover? We cover time, size. Oh yeah, we're talking about human nature. Human nature. Well, I don't like talking to people because I could see the patterns, but I know it's ingrained in their head to do these patterns, but we only use these patterns to, I guess, live. But what is living? What is that? What is that? I guess it's a beating heart, or no, because viruses. Well, yeah, what is living? Is it being able to move? Well, no, because things move because of gravity. Is it being able to process things? Like take in energy and process it? Well, no, because lots of other things do that too, like computers, just machines, I guess. Maybe it's organic? Is it part of being organic? Well, no. Viruses are organic. Are they? What are they? They're not living. What is life? I guess you could point a stick at it, but you can't describe it. But you could always describe something. Always. You just don't know yet. Let's talk about eyeballs. Look at those. Look at those eyeballs. Look at those eyeballs. Oh, there's some fucking weird eyeballs. You know why? Why do I have eyeballs and he has eyeballs? Well, we need eyeballs to see. Well, why do we need to see? Well, you might say, well, it may be easier to navigate our world. Well, okay, isn't that what every sense is for? Meant to navigate our world, to survive, thrive, and breed? Why don't we do better for ourselves if we're meant to thrive? Like, why isn't everyone a scientist? Why don't people choose to make their lives better? I could have definitely been a scientist. I definitely have the smarts for it, but I didn't. I decided did I decide? But I don't know. I guess I did or didn't decide to become a nobody dropout stoner, just sits around and smokes fucking booty weed, thinks about life all day, every day. What more can I ask? What? No, I don't like living with family. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about family. No, I don't like living with family because I don't really have a choice in my family because I was born having a mother, and a brother, and a sister. Yeah. And then I have all these friends, or I guess I wouldn't call them friends, more like my brother's friends and people I've